So today's Torah portion, we're introduced to a novel concept. The idea of somebody doing something unintentionally, and they seem to be guiltless, but on the other hand, we see that there is something, the person does need to look into themselves and examine why this happened through them, even if it was unintentional. The rabbis give the famous example of somebody lost in the desert and they have got a calendar and they try to work out, think to themselves when let's say Shabbat, Yom Kippur, or holiday is, and then when they come out of the desert, they find out they kept the wrong day. So actually on Shabbat, the real Shabbat, when it was, they didn't keep it at all. So the rabbis tell us that even then, even though they're in a way blameless, but nevertheless, the fact that something negative happened to the person gives how the person should think, so how did that happen through me? Perhaps in other areas of my life, this is an indication for me that in other areas of my life, I do have to look inside myself and see how I could rebuild my connection with Almighty God. And that's why there is this concept of the haphazard, the sacrifice that was brought to the temple for unintentional things that happen in one's life, because that gives a person a reason to look within themselves, say, how did this happen to me? Through me came something negative. We have a principle that God says negative through the negative and positive through the positive. So therefore, positive, God has many different messengers, and when He needs to send something positive, to have a positive messenger to bring a positive result in this world, then He sends somebody with positive deeds to their merit. On the other hand, somebody has to bring a negativity about in this world. Hashem chooses somebody with a negative track history more than a positive. So therefore, we see that what happens through you speaks volumes about where you're at.
So it's amplify the positive and bring Mashiach when?
Correct.
How about now?
How long was the time in that?